Hello, thank you for taking the time to watch this short update video. Firstly, really hope that you and everyone around you are well, and also that your organisation is back functioning, and if it's not already, then it is very soon. Purpose of this video is just to give an overview of the physical education, school sport and physical activity landscape, outline our vision, aims and objectives, provide an overview of the support that we've got available, also acknowledge the current situation and the current challenges. I'll kind of give a general overview first and then come back to that, but outline next steps and offer a chance to get some feedback from you and how we shape things going forward. Just want to start by giving a brief overview of the School Sports Partnership structure and history. So for those that aren't aware, School Sports Partnerships were established around 2004-2005 and had a partnership development manager in the sports college for the area, so in the secondary school, as well as school sports coordinators in each secondary school, and a primary link teacher in every primary school. And that structure meant that primary schools could work with their local secondary school and also engage community clubs, leisure facilities, etc., to provide that community link and that access to sport and physical activity. Changed government in 2010 and that structure was replaced by a competition organiser structure, and then in 2013 became the school games, building on the National School Games project. In Broxtowe, that translated to, over the period of 5 or 6 years, going from that dedicated staff member in every school to only really the centrally funded school games organiser who's 3 days a week to deliver on the task list of engaging schools in the school games, supporting them in applying for school games mark, delivering at least 22 events across all key stages, providing workforce development opportunities for young leaders, and also providing that participation pathway to community clubs, but also Change for Life clubs and targeted events and activities around health and well-being. And in terms of the mission and vision, the School Games mission is to keep competitive sport at the heart of the school and provide opportunity for even more young people to compete and to achieve their personal best. And the vision is that by this year, we'll continue to make a clear and meaningful difference to the lives of even more children and young people. Now that vision of 2020 has actually been extended by a year. We've got another year of funding and the School Games is currently secure until March 2021. Now clearly going from that network of a dedicated staff member in every school down to one School Games organiser post, it's challenging to access even more young people. And when I came into post at the end of 2017, I consulted with all the schools, went out and met with as many schools as possible and some of you as well as stakeholders to really get an understanding of what people wanted within the district, where the need was, and where we could really make a difference. Through that process and those meetings, we rebranded and we formed the Broxtowe Active Schools vision. We obviously deliver a lot of sport, but we do a lot more beyond that as well, through leadership and volunteering, through physical activity development, delivery of physical education and upskilling of teachers and CPD. So the Active Schools brand really represents everything that we're looking to achieve. Through that process, primary schools said that there was demand for additional services, so we formed an extended offer where the schools used some of their primary PE and sport premium to pay for additional services, which came in the form of extra time from myself and also bringing in some physical activity activators. And since that point, we've built to forming a community interest company so that we can access additional funded projects and programs, additional services, grow that workforce. And really the aims of the organisation are to keep a small and dedicated professional workforce, to upskill the volunteer base, to provide that sustainable opportunity, and really raise the quality of physical education, physical activity and school sport in the district. I think now's an appropriate time to share with you just a short 3-minute video that shows you what's happened over the past couple of years, where we intend to take things in the future.
Well, basically you get to enjoy it and it keeps you healthy and fit because you're active, and I think that's like what you need when you're growing up.
We've achieved a lot thanks to support from a variety of partners. As a small, local community interest company, our staff and volunteers are passionate about providing opportunities for young people. We believe that now more than ever, PE, school sport and physical activity are vital for the mental, social, emotional and physical well-being of young people. Here are just a few examples of how we intend to support the school community to be happy, healthy and active.
Our events, activities and lessons are designed to provide high quality and worthwhile experiences, educating and developing skills as well as improving physical literacy and well-being. We provide opportunities for every young person to have fun, compete and achieve their personal best.
We know that schools, staff, parents and young people have a lot to contend with. Our programmes are designed and delivered by experts as well as being shaped by a local steering group, supporting you to make the most out of your time and resources. One of our priorities is to develop a high quality and sustainable workforce, ensuring that we can make a meaningful and lasting impact.
My experience has been absolutely amazing. I have loved every single part of it. I have developed so many of my skills. I have made lots of new friends, met lots of new people, and most importantly, I have had fun. We really hope that you decide to take up one of our opportunities, and we hope to hear from you soon.
So just really a summary there of a few of the things that we've been able to achieve over the past couple of years, thanks to, like I touched on in the video, support from schools, from organisations such as yourself, from wider stakeholders. We've achieved a great deal. And I'm really pleased that we have built to a position where we're now going to be able to provide even more support to community organisations like yourself. Before I give an overview of the support that we've got available, I just want to very briefly give you a bit of my background. Because I know especially at the moment it's going to be hard to catch up with people individually, but also I think it's important that you know where we're coming from and the reasons sort of driving the activity that we do. So I didn't really play any formal sport or activity until I was about 11, and I was really lucky that I benefited from a fantastic secondary school sports offer. I played cricket, rugby, football at school. I was fortunate to go and play club sport, play to a county level. And massively benefited from the opportunities through that. I've since gone on, I'm what Sport England would probably call a sampler, because I've tried lots of different things since I stopped playing cricket regularly, and really found lots of ways to stay active and to enjoy the benefits of that. But the main reason I want to touch on is that I was really fortunate to come through that community coaching and volunteering structure that gave me massive confidence. I went on to do cricket coaching level 3, basketball level 2, I'm a tutor, assessor, and managed to fall into working, if you can call it working in sport, and loving what I do every single day. But also to give you that overview that I understand what lots of you are going through as community clubs, especially the challenges at the moment. So I was captain of a cricket club for a few years, I was club secretary for 7 years. I also managed the bar organised fundraising, and our club actually flooded in 2009, and we had to go through the whole process of gutting the club, drawing in funding, rebuilding entirely. So I understand some of the challenges that you're going through at the moment, and you know, I know that my colleagues are the same. They come from sporting backgrounds, they have that benefit of understanding what community clubs are about, but also that link to school, to physical activity, and some of the challenges that are going on within education as well. So we really think that we're well placed to support you and to provide that link between club and community, and hopefully to inspire more young people to have those opportunities that we've had. We know that not everyone values sport, some people have awful experiences of sport, so really looking to address that, to address those barriers and make sure that we have inclusive and high quality opportunities that are accessible to as many people for as low a cost as possible, and to try and make them sustainable and try and give people some fantastic opportunities. So that, in a summary, is why we do what we do, and we hope that you'll be willing to work with us going forward. In terms of the support that we've got available, a large part of what we do is obviously around events and activity, and that's where a number of you will have worked with us over a number of years. Clearly we'll look to continue that, but as we expand, we're also starting to have more and more opportunities available to link with you and the wider community. So we've got a workforce development programme that is primarily geared around school staff, but also wider volunteers. There are lots of different activities in there that can be accessible by club volunteers, coaches, young leaders, and in particular we're really looking to expand that leadership and volunteering programme, looking to provide opportunities for young leaders to progress from supporting school activity into working with primary schools, but also working with community clubs, leisure facilities, organisations, providing officiating, coaching qualifications, but really also providing that young person voice, shaping what we do, providing that insights, and making things community-led and sustainable. And as our workforce and network grows, we're also starting to be able to provide support and advice around wider issues as that team grows and that skill set grows. We've also got people obviously who've worked in the sector a number of years who can provide advice around project work and funding, and we've got some really good examples, one of which I'll share with you now.
Hello, my name is Norman Jewett and I'm a level 2 badminton coach at Chilwell Olympians Junior Badminton Club in Nottingham, where I have been coaching for the last 35 years. My other responsibilities at the club are as club secretary and assistant welfare officer. We have over the years become a Badminton England Premier Club and have achieved the Sport England Club Mark Award. Our mission at the club is to coach juniors in the sport of badminton and develop players in all aspects of the game to ensure they have fun, enjoyment, and achieve their full potential by following the various pathways in the sport to the very top, and encourage their aspirations from being a player to the podium. As a coach, I've developed links with many schools in the Broxtowe area at primary and secondary level by running breakfast clubs, after school clubs, coaching in curriculum time, and in addition acting as a Badminton England tutor for coaches such as Young Leaders Award and Young Officials Award. Also developing new initiatives such as Smash Up for Key Stage 4 students and Racket Pack for Key Stage 1, 2 and 3 students. The Racket Pack is actually linked to the school sports national curriculum. We also help with school games for Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 students, and have an annual tournament for Key Stage 2 students from the various primary schools I've been working with, and that's actually been going now for the last 13 years. Obviously, due to COVID-19, lots of sport and its various events have this year been put on hold. However, I do share the vision and the desire that Steve Benson and his team have to get sport going again safely in schools.
Hi, my name is Mick Newton. I'm the head coach at Chilwell Olympians Junior Badminton Club in Broxtowe. I've had 30 years experience of coaching young players between the ages of 6 to 18. My aim this season is to extend the delivery of Badminton England's curriculum-based Racket Pack into schools and clubs in Notts via the Greater Nottingham Badminton Network. Racket Pack is about delivering fun, enjoyable and engaging PE sessions, developing generic skills, which builds on athletic development in all sports.
So just one really good example of how we've managed to really enhance what we do around events and activities, but wider development work to improve the offer locally and really increase the impact of people transitioning to community clubs and maximising the resources that we've got available. Not perfect by any means, and we've still got a lot of work to do around that sport, but just one way that we're looking to improve what we do. We've also started to expand the network to work with other stakeholders, other partners, so we've had funding for an apprentice for a year now, and that looks set to continue into the future. We work with the local leisure centres to try and get schools to access them more, and provide access in particular for people who perhaps struggle to find funding to go to those centres. We've worked with the county, what was formerly the County Sports Partnership, the Active Partnership, around leadership and volunteering programmes, but also some community-based work. And one exciting project that we've got coming up is we're now a girls football school partnership, so working with the Youth Sport Trust and the FA, we're receiving some funding which football clubs in particular may be interested in, but the programmes and opportunities they've got available are largely around invasion games, but also building confidence and trying to encourage more young girls to access competitive sport, but also just to take part in physical activity. So anyone who's interested in that, please get in touch. And if you're interested in expanding the work that you do, engaging more with the community or with schools in particular, then we can definitely look to support that. I do just want to briefly address the realism of the current situation. Clearly there are bigger priorities in sport at the moment, and the main thing is that everyone remains fit and well. To give you an overview, Broxton Active Schools staff have been furloughed since April. We were obviously unable to deliver within schools, deliver on our service level agreements, so we've taken advantage of the government's job retention scheme, which thankfully, thanks to that and thanks to stakeholders and wider partners, and continued support from schools, we look set to maintain the current 4 staff into the next academic year, which is fantastic. Clearly beyond that, there are lots of pressures on not only yourself but on schools in particular as well around the reintegration of pupils come September, how they undertake PE with physical distancing in place, but we passionately believe that PE, school sport and physical activity are vital for the well-being of children, not just for physical well-being, but also that mental, social and emotional development as well. And we think that by working together as a network, we can really help to achieve the wider benefits that go with physical activity. So linking to the community, helping skill development, integrating people, and we look forward to working with you to provide support during this transition and hopefully provide some fantastic fun and exciting opportunities for young people. To take things forward, firstly, it would be great if you could let us know what your current offer looks like. So have you been able to apply the back to sport guidance in your setting? Is your venue open? Are you currently running coaching sessions, etc. for young people? If you could also let us know if your normal offer would differ to that. So what age groups do you offer provision for? Do you have coaching? That sort of thing. Also, how do you want to work together in the future? Are you interested in hosting school events? Do you want to provide coaching in schools, or do you want to support with our sessions that are currently going on? Do you have young leaders, volunteers that you want to develop, or would you like support in identifying some people to come and work with your facility and club? Do you have any specific projects in mind, or any funding that you want support in accessing, any joint working that we could do around that? Let us know if you've got any questions, any feedback, and potentially I'm hoping that we could get together as a group. In terms of how you can support us, I touched on that we're a community interest company. We work and try and maximise the use of funding as much as possible. We're looking to sustain that small core workforce to help support volunteers. We appreciate that volunteer time can be challenging. We hope that that small core workforce can help with that. So we look to access various funding streams, look to diversify, so we're not solely reliant on that national income. Clearly, as a community organisation, you're probably looking to access funding and sponsorship yourself, but if any support with that would be great, in particular around working with small local organisations. So do you know anyone that works in finance, works in accounting, that could perhaps support our payroll? Or are there any other ways that you think we could work together going forward? So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Really hope to hear from you soon. Officially I work term time only, so there may be periods when I'm unavailable, but clearly this summer more so than ever I'll probably be picking things up. Amy Jess Saban should be returning to work at the start of September, Until that point, there's just me contactable, but hopefully from September we should be able to provide a lot more support to you, and we really look forward to working together to provide opportunities for everybody, but in particular for young people and their families to stay happy, healthy and active.